Hello, subscribers. Welcome to Jamaican chapter. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Today I'm coming to you from the community of Nain in the parish of St. Elizabeth. My parish, St. Elizabeth. It's really nice up here. The day is cool, it's relaxing, it's calm. And today I'm going to be taking a tour of the St. Stephen's Anglican Church. It's going to be a cemetery tour, so I'll be touring the cemetery, telling you about the church and about the history of the people buried here. So it's going to be awesome. You can see the church there in the background. I haven't done a cemetery tour for a while. So I decided today, let me take you to this historic place here in St. Elizabeth. In fact, over the coming weeks, I will be touring more of the churches here in St. Elizabeth. So come on with me and let's go and explore the grounds of the St. Stephen's Anglican Church here in Nain, St. Elizabeth. It's kind of familiar now. I think everybody knows it now that Anglican churches, Catholic churches, they have burial grounds, graveyards. And St. Stephen's Church here is no different. As we approach the church here, we can see here a sign, and it says St. Stephen's Church, Nain. And it says the church was consecrated in the year 1864. 1864. That's a long time. So that's over 100 years ago that this church was consecrated. I can see in the middle here there is a coat of arms. It's a little rubbed out. So I'm not sure what coat of arms that is, if it belongs to the church or it's an English coat of arms. It's right there. In the middle of it is all scraped out. You know, over time things get eroded. All right, so it's time to get inside of this church. 1864. Imagine that day, there were so many individuals here. So many individuals here at that time as the church was consecrated. Open to the public. The walls, if you look at the walls are built, the old time walls, they are built of stones. See, they are built of stone wall. And it goes all the way around there, you know, right around to the church property here. Imagine the persons who laid this stone. You know, all the men who laid this stone, they're all gone. It's good to come to these historical places, you know, because you get to see what life was like. They still hold evidence of what life was like. I'm sure this gate wasn't there originally. And look at the church itself. The windows are modern. The windows are modern. You can see there, those are the windows that homes are using now. These are modern windows, but the walls remain that old wall. The door is also modern. And of course, if the doors are falling apart, I think this was the original door. Absolutely. This was must have been the original front door. Probably there from 1864. Likely. This wood don't rot easily. But they have replaced it, and you can see here on the ground, you can see the tile. No one is here. I wonder, but the door looks as if it is open. So let me test it. Oh my God, it's open. I just hope I'm not charged for trespassing as I enter the building here. Wow. Look at the top here. You can see, if you look at the wood at the top, you can see this is the same wood that made the first door that we looked at. It's still there. Probably there from 1864. This look like they will remove this and replace it with. So they're keeping up the church pretty much. Keeping up the church of the Bibles, and over here, a computer room. So let me take a walk down to the altar. Wow. And like as in any church, you have the cross. The cross, symbol of Jesus' sacrifice. Here, wow, look at the window. Oh, this window looked like it was broken out. Oh. I don't know what happened there. It's a slide window. It's lovely in here. Absolutely so religious. I'm here at the pulpit and looking down now at the pew where the congregation sat. Look at this chair, armrest chair, all of wood. And here you have another chair. I can't explain what they are, I just assume it. So you know what this is, the Bible rest. You rest your Bible here. This is very old. This is very old. You rest your Bible here, people down there, they listen to you. And then you have this. This must be here. What's this? I'm not sure what. Okay, these look like candles. This here is absolutely what the pastor stand on. So it almost like an old-time witness box. So you would open it, and there's a step, and you go right in, and you go up, and then you'll have here, rest your Bible. Oh, wow. I've never been up on one like this. You have such a really clear view of the audience below. Place your mic here. Wow, this is awesome. Here from up here. Then you go down. So many preachers must have preached in here during the history of the church. A really historic furniture, or what you would call it here. It's awesome. Oh, look at this. This says 1938. 1938. I assume, what's this now? Maybe it's a baptism thing where they baptize babies. I'm going to assume it's something that they use to baptize babies. Babies. It's so quiet and peaceful in here. This is a notice board. You know, to be honest, I have a little feeling of scare to go in here. Maybe I watch too much horror movies. But this must be the bathroom. Hello? Okay. All right, this is the bathroom. There's just that feeling of fear as I was entering that little room. Let me see this. This says in loving memory of Marjorie Elaine Binns, born the 22nd of January 1930, died the 22nd of October 2014. She was rector's warden of this church for 11 years. May her soul find rest in the Lord. Marjorie Elaine Binns. Let me hopefully I see her grave outside when I go up there. And this is a picture of her. It's a plaque. Okay. She was born in 1930, died in 2014. That means she was like 84 years old when she died. There's so much peace in here, so much peace. It's really so quiet and so peaceful. It's almost as if you just want to relax in here and start to pray and just start to, just meditate on God. It's church because that's what it is. It is a church. And that's how a church is supposed to feel. You're not supposed to go into a church and it feels as if, you are somewhere else. Church again, so church, you have that, that ambience of just peace and relaxation. I love it here. I love it here. All right, so let's head outside now. I'm gonna go outside and read into the history of the people who are buried on the grounds of this church. I think that's how every church should be. A church should be open, you know? A church should be open so anybody who wants to come to the church can come to the church. All right, so there are graves everywhere. But I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to start on this side. And here's the bell. In the old time days, you ring the bell and everybody know church is going to start because you ring the bell. I'm not sure if this bell is still in use. I'm not going to try ring it. All right. Let me start here with these 3 graves I see at the front here. There are 3 graves here. So here we are at the grave of, it says, in loving memory of Kathleen Watson Ruddock, our dear beloved aunt. Sunrise, the 6th of the 3, 1913, and sunset, 18 of the 11, 1995. So she was born, so Kathleen Watson, I believe Ruddock would be her married name, right? So she was born the 6th of March 1913 and she died on the 18th of November 1995. Kathleen Watson Ruddock. Her grave here. And beside her we have here says, in loving memory of a dear grandmother, what's that? Carolette. I don't think that's Charlotte. So Carolette M. Watson, sunrise August 20, 1866 to December 30, 1950. And she was age 84 years old. Age 84. And she's Watson. And over here, it says, in loving memory of a dear grandfather, Peter Abraham Watson, born December 9, 1865. That's just 1 year after this church was consecrated. She was born December 9, 1865, died September 20, 1928, age 63. So daughter, mother, father, and the 3 of them are buried inside this grilled around area on the church, in the church Cemetery. These graves look like they come from the 1800s. There's nothing on them. Probably something was here, but it was broken off. This one also has a head. Something with, I think they were writing on it, but over time everything is gone. So you don't know what is made up, what was written there. And look at the cut stone that they used to make the graves. Properly cut with the dirt and everything. And here again is another old one, probably from the 18. Maybe it's not from the 1800. It could be from the early 1900s. This again, we don't know who those are. Believe the church would have some records, right? All of these must be early graves. Oh, here is one here that is a little baby. A little baby grave here. Died very long ago. Over there is another grave. It had a headstone on it, but over time you won't find anything there. Same thing here again. Old grave. Same thing here. Just old graves. Underneath that mango tree, there is a grave over here. I'm gonna see if I can read it. It's inside this grilled up area, but this grill was put there a very long time ago. You can see it starts to rust. I'm gonna step in and read the one that still has epitaph on it. This one still has epitaph on it, and it says, in loving memory of Reverend Charles Thomas Rickard. That's Charles Thomas Rickard, who died on the 1st of February 1918, age 58 years and 4 months. And Mary Jane Rickards, his daughter, died the 27th September 1921, asleep in Jesus. So Reverend Charles Thomas Rickard, he died in 1918, and his daughter Mary died in 1921 at age 29. So she died not too long after him. And what they're saying now, that the both of them are buried on top of each other here. Do they bury persons on top of each other in Anglican church? I know it happens at Dovecot and Meadows and those new type of cemetery. I don't know. But the both of them are listed there, father and daughter. So whatever way they are buried, they are mentioned there. And that was like 1918. You know, he died in 1918. 1918. And his daughter died 1921. Everybody who attended those funerals are gone. Here we have a grave here. And it is tiled, those old type of tiling, small. Not so fancy nowadays. Okay, here it says, in loving memory of Mistress M.E. Goodison, Mistress M.E. Goodison, wife of J. F. Goodison, died 7th December 1956 at rest. She died a long time ago, 1956. There's a grave beside hers. Let me see if it does. Her husband is listed here as J.F. Goodison. So let me see if this is his grave. Oh yes, it is. It is. It is. It is. This says, in loving memory of John Francis Goodison, who died the 19th January 1946, age 92 years old. So he died in 1946 at age 92, and his wife over there died in 1956. So she died about 10 years after him. And on his grave it say, he giveth his beloved sleep, erected by his loving widow, Mary. So Mary erected this when John Francis Goodison, her husband, died. Then 10 years later, she's resting beside him. And there's another Goodison here. There's another Goodison and another Goodison here. So let me see. I'm gonna have to go inside this little grilled up area. I'm gonna try to step over. There are two more Goodison here. So let's find out who they were. Oh, I'm gonna mash up this little Anansi web. Oh, sorry, guy, you have to build it back again. It says, sacred to the memory of Hannah Maud, wife of John F. Goodison, who departed this life on the 29th of June 1918, age 72 years old. So Hannah Maud Goodison, wife of John F. Goodison, and she died on the 29th of June 1918 at age 72. All right, let me see who is this beside Hannah. And here it say, in loving memory of Hubert Abner Barham. That's Hubert Abner Barham, beloved son of Hannah Goodison, who fell asleep on the 9th of November 1913, age 42 years old. So he died. He is the son of Hannah. That's his mom right there. And he died 1913 at age 42. And his mom over there died 5 years later in 1918. So 1913, the son, 1918, the mom. All right. And it makes you wonder, because here it's Hannah. Hannah's husband is mentioned as John F. Goodison. It makes you wonder if Hannah was once married to Mr. John Francis over there, whose wife is over there. Could she have been the first wife, and then that woman over there is... All right, let's just leave it alone. So we have Hubert, the son, and his mom. there. Let's just leave it there. I'm not gonna assume anything. There are some graves here. Many of these graves are here. No writings are on them. But these are the resting place of individuals who were walking around at one point, eating, drinking, laughing, arguing, having enemies, having friends, vexed with somebody, love somebody, having sex, going to church. You know the whole stuff. Here we are at the resting place of, says, in loving memory of Levi Samuda, 1909 to 1989, forever in our thoughts. Levi Samuda. He has a broad grave here. A broad grave. I wonder why they made it so big and broad. All right. So, right in front, Levi, we have an older grave. It says, in affectionate memory of James Augustus Morris, who departed this life November 6th, 1916. That's November 6th, 1916, age 76 years. James Augustus Morris. You live until you were 76, James. That's huge. Oh, here's a broken off thing here. And I think it comes from this one. It comes from this. I could read it while it's on. I wonder if I could fix it. Let me see if I could fix it. All right, so I put back the headpiece for this grave. It was lying there. It was such an easy way to put it back, and I'm sure it's stronger now. You can see, you can move it forward and it's not falling. All right, so on it says, in loving memory of Harold Charles Barham, son of Hubert A. Barham, deceased, died 12th July 1919, age 20. Age 20. So this is the grave of a 20-year-old young man. Now, if you look at it, it says Harold Charles Barham, son of Hubert A. Barham, deceased. And they're saying that Hubert A. Barham is deceased. Now, that's Hubert over there, which I've just read his grave. There's Hubert there. And remember, he's buried beside his mother, Hannah. So Hubert there died in 1913. And so when his son here died in 1919, they rightfully say that Hubert is deceased. So here we are at the grave of Mistress M.M. Morris, who left us on the 23rd day of March, 1931, for a better world. Rest in peace. Okay, maybe she's related to that Morris that I've read. Charles Augustus Morris, remember I've read him. November 6, he died on November 6, 1916 at age 76. And here is M.M. Morris, who died in 1931. So this could have been the wife, and that could have been the husband. And there's grave here. That's all mashed up. I'm just gonna leave that. Look at this cute grave here. Look at this little cute narrow grave. Wow. It's so sad they haven't added a nameplate to it. So cute and narrow. And these are dirt graves. Everybody buried in these are dirt. Meaning the coffin was put in and they scrape back all the dirt over it. You know, those coffins, they rot faster than if it was a sepulcher. Look at this one. This is actually a grave. You wouldn't even notice. You would think it's just a slab. But it's a grave, and whomever was buried there, they didn't do anything to it. You know, they just leave it like that. And it's beside this little baby grave. Well, whomever this baby is, whatever you were to be, whomever were to come from you, the world will never know. A young child. And here's a small grave also, all in courage. There's some graves over there. And graves there. Graves there. All right, let me read this one over here. This one says, in loving memory of our dear mother, Ethelyn A. Mills, born the 20 something of April 1901, died the 23rd of January 1977. So this is the grave of Ethelyn A. Mills. As I say, I'm just gonna skip over some of the graves because as you can see, there's a lot of graves here, and this is on the left side of the church. You have more graves on the right side. And in the sky, the clouds are gathering. It's raining at evening time now in St. Elizabeth. So I want to read as much grave as I can because, you know, if you watch this channel, you would have seen me reading graves in the rain. I don't want to do that today in Nain, St. Elizabeth. And it's my first time actually stopping here in the community of Nain, St. Elizabeth. Here is the grave of, it says, in loving memory of Peter Watkins, 1889 to 1977. Wonderful father, grand and great grandfather. May God bless and keep his soul. Peter Watkins. Beside Peter Watkins is the grave of Madeline Royal, born March 28, 1922, died October 10, 2000. Madeline Royal, 1922 to 2000. And beside Madeline, we see another Royal. This is Wilbert Royal, born May 1915, died October 22, 1975, age 60. So this could be husband and wife, Madeline and Wilbert. Possibly husband and wife. Can I step from here to here? Let me try. Okay. This is the resting place of Edna E. Samuda, born on the maybe the 7th of June born 1918, June 1918, died the 22 of February 1975. Edna Samuda. Here are two graves in a grilled up section here. Two graves. All right, let me go in. I'm going to step over and see who. Oh, this one say mother. And that one over there said father. So they are husband and wife. They say mother, Mistress Wilhelmina Pert. Mistress Wilhelmina Pert died July 30, 1975, age 67 years. Her children shall call her blessed. Rest in peace. So she died July 30, 1975 at age 67. And this is her husband over here. Her husband lived after her. She died before him. And it says father, Mr. Joseph Pert, died March 18, 1989, age 82 years. May light perpetually shine upon him. So he lived about 14 years. Yeah, about 14 years after his wife. And the both of them are resting here in the graveyard of St. Stephen's Anglican Church. Stephen's. Read about Stephen in the Bible. I wonder what's these? What's these? These little things. Maybe there are urns buried in there. There are two of them. One there, one there. So maybe they have urns buried in them. I don't know what those are for. Here we have the grave of, says, in loving memory of our beloved father, grandfather, brother, uncle, and friend, David Benjamin Samuda, 1911 to 1987. Benjamin Samuda, 1911 to 1987. And over here, there's another Samuda. Say, in loving memory of our beloved mother, grandmother, and friend, Reti Myrtella Samuda. That's Reti Myrtella Samuda, 1911 to 1989. So maybe Reti and what was the name again? And David Benjamin Samuda. So maybe Reti and Samuda were husband and wife. I'm assuming that the both of them were born in 1911. David died in 1987, and Reti died 1989, like 2 years after. I believe they were husband and wife. I just assumed that. I don't think this was a grave. I think maybe they mixed the cement here. All right. There's another Samuda here. Say, in loving memory of what's that? Sireta Agatha Samuda, born February 10, 1928, died December 18, 2014. What's that? I don't know what is Sireta. So this is another Samuda, born in 1928. It's possible that this person could be the daughter of Retty and David over there. So there are Samuda, and they died in 2014. And there's another Samuda here again. Say, in loving memory of a dear father, grandfather, and brother, Jocelyn Samuda, born 1916, died 1984. Jocelyn Samuda. Whatever the case is, these Samudas are related. David, Retty, Sireta, and Jocelyn. They are Samudas. Sometimes I see an old grave and I'm wondering, who was this person? You know, this person buried here, what was he or she like? You know? Their graves are just there. You can't even know who they are. Who they were. All these old graves. Hold on, let me get my bag up here. My bag. And if you wonder... Okay, so I'm gonna put my bag on my back. Why am I putting my bag on my back? Because I have everything in my bag, my money, my little biscuit to eat, and my little juice. Those are the things I carry in my bag when I'm going out far. I have to make sure I have something to drink, or else my voice gets hoarse and I can't talk properly. As I'm passing this old grave, as you can see, it's beside other old graves. But this one has a nameplate. And from afar, I noticed that it is readable. And the nameplate, it says, "Sacred to the memory of Caroline Elliott. Died June 7, 1877. Aged..." What is this? Age... Is this age 14 or is this age 74? It looks 74. It looks 74. So Caroline Elliott died June 7, 1877, aged 74. Yeah, I know this grave was an old grave, man. So these are graves from way back before the turn of the century. And she's the only one that you can identify here. Caroline. Is it Caroline or Caroline? I'm going to say Caroline. Caroline Elliott. A very old grave. She's probably somebody's great grandmom. Here's this nice grave here, all painted. And it says, "In loving memory of our dear mother, Emily Salmon, born May 3, 1882, died June 14, 1985. And she was 103 years old. 103 years old. Emily Salmon. Wow, you have seen a lot. You have seen a lot. 103 years old. which means she must have been to the funeral of a lot of these people who are buried here. And these two old graves, the minute you see them, you can just know that they were husband and wife. It's all is broken off, some of it broken off there. But there's a nameplate on one of them. Yes. There's a nameplate. It says in affectionate memory of Rosanna Merrick, who departed this life 27th May 1873, age 75 years old. So she died in 1873 at age 75. Rosanna Merrick. We have never known you, Rosanna. I would never know you, so it's very important to visit your grave. You know, can just imagine that year when they were burying her here. And maybe she's buried beside her husband. They're very close. The nameplate was on this one, but you can see that it was all broken up. I don't think this is Humpy and Dumpy. Yeah, you can't put it back together again. It's gone. Maybe the church has a record as to who it was, but I'm assuming that this was Rosanna's husband. Oh, look at that little butterfly. Going to the side of the church here. Another old grave. These are two old graves very close to each other in the bush here. This is a grave here. You can see this headstone was it looks as if it's like it says Nathan M. Watson, born 1896, died July 1980. Nathan Watson. And beside Nathan over there is another Watson who died in 1982. It says, in memory of my dear beloved wife, mother, and grandmother, Ida Watson, born something like 1900 and died 1982. And it says, in loving memory of my beloved wife. So could that have been Nathan speaking? Because Nathan died in 1988 and Ida died in 1982. So he would have been alive when she's buried. So maybe they're husband and wife. So, and if they are, Ida died in 1982 and he died later in 1988. I see those graves that are grilled around. I'm gonna try to there's some graves over there that's grilled around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. But I'm gonna go back up here, circle from up here. I'm gonna circle from up here and I'm gonna go in to these two graves. They were grilled around. The grill is all damaged now. This says, in loving memory of our dear mother, Anne Maria Murray, who departed this life 25th July 1973, age 91. You live long, Anne Maria Murray. Anne Maria Murray. She died in 1973 at age 91. 91 is a ripe age. That's what they call it, ripe age. And beside Anne Maria, I believe this is her husband. It says, in sacred to the memory of our dear father, David Murray, died the 30th of April, 1967, age 85. Yeah, so these are husband and wife. This is the husband, David Murray, and the wife, Anne Maria Murray.